The Algarve coast shimmered in May 2007. Praia da Luz, a small Portuguese village, beach of light. Families came for sun, sand and peace. The Ocean Club complex was lively, balconies overlooking pools and gardens. Evening warmth lingered as children's laughter faded. Calm settled over the resort, but beneath the calm something dark approached. Apartment 5A, ground floor, easy access. Inside, 3 children slept. Madeleine McCann, nearly 4, and her 2-year-old twin siblings, Sean and Amelie. Their parents, Kate and Jerry McCann, both doctors from England, dined with friends at the nearby tapas restaurant. They had a routine regular checks on the children. Jerry checked at 9:05 p.m. He looked in, 3 small figures in bed, door open, wider than before, but all seemed peaceful. He returned to dinner, reassured. Kate went for her check at 10 p.m. She walked to apartment 5A, perhaps noticing the quiet. She entered the children's bedroom. The twins were asleep. Madeleine's bed was empty. The window was open, shutter raised. A cold dread washed over her. Then a scream shattered the night. "Madeleine's gone! Someone's taken her!" The nightmare had begun. In moments, the holiday paradise was transformed. Panic spread through the resort. Friends and staff searched frantically. The police were called. The world would soon know the name Madeleine McCann. That night, innocence was lost. The search for answers had only just begun, and nothing would ever be the same. May 3rd, 2007 began like any other holiday day. Madeleine played at the kids' club. The family lounged by the pool. No sign of the coming nightmare. That evening, the Tapas 7, Kate, Jerry and friends dined at the resort's restaurant just 50 meters from the apartment. They trusted their system regular checks on the sleeping children. At 8:30 p.m., Kate and Jerry left for dinner. Jerry checked at 9:05 p.m. All seemed well. At 9:15 p.m., Jane Tanner, a friend, saw a man carrying a child in pajamas walking away from the McCann's apartment. Was it Madeleine? At 9:30 p.m., Matthew Oldfield checked the McCann children. He saw the twins but didn't see Madeleine clearly. This left a critical window of uncertainty. When was Madeleine last seen safe? Jerry's check at 9:05 p.m., Kate's discovery at 10 p.m. Somewhere in those 55 minutes, Madeleine vanished. Or perhaps in a much shorter window if the Tanner sighting was her. News reports often mention an 11-minute gap, enough time for an abductor to enter and leave undetected. Those minutes changed everything. The resort's sense of safety was shattered. The McCann's world was upended. The timeline became the focus of the investigation. Every minute scrutinized, every sighting analyzed. The search for Madeleine began in earnest. The world watched, hoping for a miracle. But as the hours passed, hope faded, the mystery deepened, and the questions multiplied. The Polizia Judiciaria arrived to chaos, distraught parents, confused tourists. The initial response would be questioned for years. Was the apartment properly secured for forensics, or had vital evidence already been lost? Early hours are crucial in any investigation. Language barriers and cultural differences complicated matters. The local GNR arrived first, then the Polizia Judiciaria took over. Were they prepared for a case of this scale? A missing British child, global media descending. The pressure was immediate and immense. Early witness accounts offered hope and confusion. Jane Tanner's sighting of a man, then the Smith family's similar report later that night. Were they seeing the same person, or was it coincidence? The police sifted through conflicting statements. The initial assumption, abduction. But as days passed, the investigation took unexpected turns. Scrutiny shifted to Kate and Jerry McCann. For grieving parents, suspicion was a new agony. The search for Madeleine grew more complex. The world watched as the investigation struggled. Leads multiplied, but answers remained elusive. The case was already slipping into uncertainty. Madeleine's disappearance became a global news story overnight. Her face, often with her pink cuddle cat, was everywhere. Newspapers, TV, posters. The Find Madeleine campaign launched, fueled by hope and desperation. The story resonated, a missing child in a holiday paradise. The media coverage was relentless. Kate and Jerry McCann were thrust into the spotlight. They made public appeals, held press conferences, their grief visible to millions. "Please, please do not hurt her," Kate begged. Many sympathized, but the exposure brought judgment. Observers questioned their composure, their actions. Scrutiny intensified, especially in the Portuguese press. Leaks and rumors blurred fact and fiction. Every detail of the McCann's lives was dissected. The media, once a tool for finding Madeleine, became a source of immense pressure. In September 2007, a shocking turn. Kate and Jerry were named arguidos, official suspects. This followed intense police questioning. The theory that they were involved gained traction, at least officially. The parents who sought help now faced accusations. The weight of suspicion was crushing. The world watched, divided. The McCann's ordeal was no longer just about a missing child. It was about surviving the glare of global suspicion. Their every move was analyzed. The search for Madeleine was now entangled with a media storm, and the pressure only grew. One enduring theory: Madeleine was abducted by a stranger. Apartment 5A was on the ground floor, shutters not fully secure. Had someone been watching, noticing the children left alone? The open window suggested an intruder. Jane Tanner's sighting is central, a man carrying a child in pajamas walking away at 9:15 p.m. If this was Madeleine, it points to a swift, silent abduction. Supporters of this theory note, no forensic evidence links the McCanns to harm. Their story has never wavered. The horror of parents harming their child seems unthinkable to many. An intruder makes more sense to them. But doubts linger. Why no sound, no disturbance? Why only Madeleine? If it was a burglar, why take a child? The man Jane Tanner saw has been scrutinized. Could she have been mistaken? The unanswered questions keep this theory alive, but inconclusive. Another theory, a tragic accident in apartment 5A, covered up by the McCanns. The Portuguese police pursued this for a time. Two specialist dogs, Eddie and Keeler, alerted to possible traces of blood and cadaver scent in the apartment and a rental car. DNA samples were found, but the evidence was partial and contested. The McCanns have always denied involvement. Supporters argue dog alerts can be unreliable, and the DNA was too low level to be conclusive. The arguido status was lifted in July 2008 due to lack of evidence, yet for some suspicion lingers. The theory remains painful and divisive. No definitive proof has ever emerged. The case remains open. The truth still out of reach. Another theory. Madeleine's disappearance was planned. Someone may have observed the McCann's routine targeting apartment 5A. The motive? Child trafficking, illegal adoption, or ransom. Reports surfaced of suspicious individuals near the resort before Madeleine vanished. The efficiency of the abduction, no noise, no struggle, suggests planning. But if it was a trafficking ring, why no credible sightings in all these years? Moving and hiding a child so well is difficult. The lack of concrete leads keeps this theory unproven. It remains a terrifying possibility. The agony of not knowing endures. In June 2020, a dramatic development: German prosecutors named Christian Bruckner as a new prime suspect. A convicted sex offender, Bruckner had lived in the Algarve, burgled holiday apartments and owned a VW campervan seen near Praia da Luz. Cell phone data placed him near the Ocean Club on the night Madeleine vanished. He received a phone call just before Madeleine was last seen. The day after, he transferred ownership of his car. A witness claimed Bruckner confessed to involvement. German authorities believe Madeleine is dead and Bruckner is responsible. They are building a case, but as of early 2025, he has not been charged in the McCann case. Bruckner denies involvement. The world waits for answers. The investigation continues. Hopes for closure remain. The case is far from over. The shadow of doubt persists. 18 years on, the search for Madeleine McCann continues. Operation Grange, Scotland Yard's investigation, is still active. Millions spent, thousands of leads pursued. Kate and Jerry McCann have never given up hope. We will never, ever give up on Madeleine. Their resilience is extraordinary, their pain unimaginable. Madeleine's case changed how missing children are handled worldwide. It led to improvements in alert systems and public awareness. Her face became a symbol of lost childhood and of the enduring quest for truth. The toll on the McCann family is immense. Sean and Amelie have grown up in the shadow of their sister's absence, their lives forever marked by that night in Praia da Luz. The questions remain. What happened in apartment 5A? Will the world ever know? The case is a haunting reminder of vulnerability and hope. A child vanished, leaving behind a void and countless questions. The search for answers and for Madeleine goes on.